eventually their runes got phased out. Well, their aqua thing was rendered unneeded sometime in Burning Crusade. You got a feat of strength if you actually had one, the permanent one in your possession. You can still get to Exalted with them via grinding Molten Core and killing these guys here and whatnot. You can actually get to Exalted killing Duststormers. They'll get you up so high, but only Ragnaros and Major Domu, or Ragnaros and someone else, actually grant rep to Exalted. Let's start healing up a little. So, yeah, you would have to kill them to get the rest of the way. You do it just for the achievement and whatnot, and the experience. There's nothing else to it. Like I said, even back in the day, I don't think there's a rep faction, a vendor for it. But even now, there isn't any NPC attached to it. So the only reason to do it is achievements and just to say you did it. At least if you tie it in with getting the legendary weapons, the Sulfurus and the Thunder Fury, you know, at least you got something there, you know. At least you got something going on there. But if you know, that's it. Sorry, I'm kind of losing my train of thought there. But yes, Hydraxian Waterlords, they exist. They used to be in Dustwall Marsh, and they've now lost their singular NPC attached with them ever since Cataclysm. So the faction is pretty much non-existent now. You can still gain rep with them, but there's very little point in doing so beyond to say that you did. I don't believe there's even a title for it. So, yeah. That's just how pointless they are. Not pointless, but just how, you know, disconnected and whatnot they are from the game now. They're already, and as a side point to make it even weirder, they were actually on the complete opposite continent to Ragnaros. Ragnaros is over here. He's in this mountain here. And the water elemental was over that way. You know, by Termor. So it's really weird. So, yeah, sorry, got another text. Need to ignore the pincers. Need to take down 5 more of these. No, that's a crusher. It doesn't count. I need the strikers. Oh no, we won't go. Goes the sandworms. And the crushers are actually quite burlier. The strikers are a lot thinner. How would you like to know an Eolden cure for tapeworm? Remember reading in Horrible Histories. People would be starved. They wouldn't have any food for who knows how long. Then they would be swallow a trap. It was this metal cylinder that would close when the sandworm. Oh, not sandworm. Sorry, I'm fighting these. So I'm throwing myself off. The metal cylinder would close when the tapeworm went in. Let's just kill this guy on principle so I don't forget to do it later. He might drop a quest or something. It just sees names. No. Also, first bit of rune code. Yep. Well, yes, the trap will close when the tapeworm went in. When the tapeworm went in and the trap closed, the trap would then be removed. Keep in mind that this trap was swallowed. So, and it was quite large. It was hard enough to swallow, but then the trap would have to be pulled back up. Such a process killed most people who had it done. It's another little thing. False teat. If memory serves, even back in ye olden Victorian times, dentists recommended Yeah, well, they had dentists and some degree of, or maybe someone who at least filmed the role as a dentist, not the profession itself. They maybe it was just a doctor, right? But regardless, they're recommending some standard of dental hygiene. The use of toothpicks as something. But of course, the rich being the rich, they had to have jewel encrusted stuff. So when they're trying to clean their teeth, they would just end up smashing them to shit, or damaging them in various degrees. Part of me is feeling like maybe I'm misremembering this because it doesn't sound right. Why would people be just like twacking themselves in the face with jewels? But there you go. Anyway, he smack it. Anyway, yes, the rich people will be using the jewel encrusted things, ruining their own teeth. So they'll end up getting peasants off the street. I don't know if it was entirely willing. My recollection of it made it sound like it wasn't, but maybe it was. They would find peasants off the street, and they would have teeth pulled from their mouth and then shoved into theirs as a replacement. So, yes. Feral spirits grant you 5 maelstrom each time they attack. Nice. There's an Azerothian diamond. Used to be worth more back in the day. It was needed for the Paladin epic mount. And as you saw, killing the other guy gave me 5 Hydroxy Warlord rep. Killing this guy gave me 5 as well. But this only goes so far. The main way of getting rep is via molten core. I do believe there's a wind elemental rare around here, and if you kill him, you get like 15 rep. But again, he only goes so far. At like some level, he cuts off. Now there's a Rungler already behind me. I'll deal with him momentarily. But here is a ravaged Twilight camp. And here is Highlord Demitrian. I don't know if he turns up in later stuff. Look at this ravaged field and know the power that the elements hold, Orc. What do you know of it? I know much. Listen and be educated, Orc. I'm listening, Demitrian. How do I know your name? In the time before time, what the usurpers would later call the first age of creation, my master and his siblings ruled over this world. It was they, the old gods, who created all, and it was they who would ultimately be cast down upon those that would call themselves Shapers. This may be in conflict with the new war, but as far as I know it ain't. The old gods were already on this planet, but though you also have to factor in that this is a cultist, the devotee saying it. A religious zealot. He's a Twilight Hammers guy. He's gonna be fucking biased. So that too. Please continue. Their manifest form is their manifest forms, weak from eons of battle, imprisoned beneath the world that they themselves created. The corruption of the Titan Shapers would permeate through the surface and befoul the old gods. It was then and there that the brothers returned. For 5 millennia, a battle was fought at the core of this world. It was during the elemental sundering that the Fire Lord Ragnaros would seek to consume my lord Tundaran, Prince of Air. Demitrian bows his head, his face contorted in rage. Speak his name, and I shall decorate this camp with your entrails. Be silent and listen. Wait, whose name? He's not exact. Why is that? There's weird, like, mist coming off that. I'm not sure, does he mean Ragnaros or Tundaran? Because it could go either way, or both. I suppose maybe it's because Tundaran was the latter one, he means him. But it could go either way. I'm sure he's pissed that Ragnaros tried to consume his lord, and such would not want Ragnaros' name spoken. Anyway, I think I can take him. He's only level 62. I'm 56. It was lieutenants of Ragnaros, Geddon, and Gar who would who had perpetrated betrayal against my lord. Tundarin was caught unaware. Caught unaware? How? The Fire Lord's advances were wholly unknown to Tundarin. Before my lord could react, so furious, legendary hammer Ragnaros would strike a non-merciful blow. Tundarin fell, utterly defeated. The Fire Lord feasted upon the essence of my lord, but was unable to consume him entirely. What did Ragnaros do next? What little remained of Tundarin's essence was stored within a talisman of elemental binding. Ragnaros then shattered the talisman in 2 false pieces, the pieces assigned to his lieutenants. Basically the hint for the Tundarin legendary. You go fight Geddon and Gar, I think that was the name of them. Anyway, say your story again. Yay, random belligerents. Yeah, Geddon and Gar. Baron Geddon and Gar. You go beat them up, and they both have a 3% chance of dropping a half. Keep in mind, one will drop one half, the other will drop the other. They won't. It's impossible to get both halves of one guy. Geddon drops the left, Gar drops the right, or vice versa, and that's it. So maybe you'll get unlucky and get the same piece twice. Who knows? But yeah, really unlucky then. Well. Actually, no, that's not the correct way of saying it. Well, it's true, but what are these about? But the actual relevant thing is, like, you can't go fight Gar, and only Gar, and get, both parts. You can't fight only Geddon. You have to kill them both. And if you don't get them 1 week, you have to keep trying till you do. And as last I checked, there's a 3% chance. So maybe it's changed, maybe it's better now, but it's really goddamn unlikely. So, yeah. I hope I phrased that right. I think I did. Basically, it's really hard to get the Tundarin Legendary. It's fitting. It's very, very fitting indeed. 3% chance of 2 raid bosses, and you need 2 separate items, and each boss only drops 1 of the items. So, yeah. And I would have to feel for some poor bastard who looked out and got 2 left halves or 2 right halves. Because, that's useless to you. And, if only that luck had gone the other way and gotten you the other half. Okay. Well, we've gotten certainly a lot of this so far. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I was meant to sort my inventory. There we go. Let us go to this camp. These quests don't seem to be existent right now. What was I going to say? He's only quest-wise he's relevant for is that legendary. You bring him to 2 pieces, he fuses them together. Tundarin comes out and tries to kill you, and then when you kick the shit out of him, he fuses, makes the remnants into a sword for you. He's quite sufficiently cowed. Also, killing these gives you Cenarian Circle Rep. You can actually grind up rep here. Kill him. See this cowl here. This used to be... now you need Call of the Scarab, but in the past you didn't. Let us... I don't have food. Let's spam this. But yeah, you don't need Call of the Scarab. That's only comes around once a year. In the past, it was normal, proper... Weird. It seems like me healing, caused them to aggro. But, it was actually proper armor that you could wear. And by wearing it, you could get different pieces. It wasn't just this. Maybe you still can, but anyway, you could get different pieces and go to these different stones. Like there's a windstone, here's a greater windstone. By wearing these pieces, you could interact with them and summon in raid bosses. Don't interact them without the right piece on, enough pieces on or whatever, you'll just get smoted instead. So yes, there's 3 tiers: lesser, normal, and greater. The higher you go, the more begone infidel, may the power of the abyss smite you down. But yeah, lesser, normal, then greater, and the higher you go in that order, the more burly to get. The starting one is just an elite. This is a burlier one that requires a group, and that's a raid, if memory serves. Of course, if it was still around now, you could easily solo it. But in Cataclysm, they removed it and kind of killed off a big thing of this zone. It was a really, really fun part of it, and they kind of wrecked it. Maybe during War of the Scarab you can do it, but I'm not sure. I never really looked too far into it. I'll hold on to some pieces and we'll see. Next time that strolls around. Order the Scarab will be turning up here. January 21st to the 23rd. Also, I should have really gone back to base and gotten the last well, sorry, not gotten the last. Should have gotten back to base and turned stuff in. There's encrypted texts, apparently. I'm not sure. Am I meant to find them on the ground, or are they mob drops? Because I haven't seen anything, but I wasn't looking. They just say some of them. Wild Keeper. Don't remember what they were used, what they were for. Is it the Summoners? Do I need to go to the other place? It says here works, but I've been sorting my way around here and it hasn't worked so far. Can this still even be done? Remember the other thing back in the Thousand Needles? Not Thousand Needles, Stone Town, where you couldn't get the item. Let us look it up. S-E-C-R-E-T M-U-N Communication. Oh yes. Sorry, I was spelling it out here to make damn sure I spelled it right. My head is like a sieve sometimes, so it's a good idea for me to handhold myself with spellings. I know, it's embarrassing, but it's better that than me flubbing it up and taking ages at it. There's yeah, it seems the general consensus is that the normal mobs have a horrific drop rate, but you want to head to here and find a Twilight Prophet. The Twilight Prophet down here will give 10 straight away. I remember before going around farming these. I think I was farming them actually out at a camp over here. Actually, I thought it was Rest used to get a quest over there before, but it's not there now. Anyway, maybe that's the line somewhere. Regardless, yeah, I'm not going in here just for that. Anyway, I would farm them, and I'll just gather them up and turn them into. See this one over here? You just turn them in over here, I do believe, and you get some gubbins. It's clearly not really an option now. Clearly, you're quite reliant on the Twilight Prophets, provided that they still drop it. those things I read were from patch 4.